So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you all about a topic that a lot of people overlook because they, I guess, can be seen it to be boring or not that important. But today I wanted to talk to you about nail allergies. I know, boring, right? You should probably watch this video. Hello everybody, it's Tita and welcome back to my channel. I apologise in advance for all the noise outside. It's super noisy today. For some reason everybody wants to drive their cars past and mow their lawns. It is a Saturday, so let's hope for the best. So first of all, welcome back. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a great New Year. I did take a 1 week break from filming and editing because on average I upload 1 video per week. There has been weeks that I have uploaded 2, but I decided to give myself a break over the New Year break. The reason I decided to do this video is I see a lot now, a lot of students, qualified nail technicians, all developing allergies over time. Now they start off being what they call fine and never having an issue with acrylic or gel to suddenly then breaking out in blisters and itching and peeling, and they're trying to figure out why, and a lot of the time the actual salons or the nail technicians get blamed for causing the allergies. I have also seen people actually being forced to end their careers over this, and these are careers that they've built up over 5, 10, 15 years. All of a sudden they're developing allergies. Now while they did develop the allergies over time, they definitely didn't happen overnight. There are warning signs that you need to watch out for to actually let you know that you need to change what you're doing. Before I dive right into the deep end with this video and show you some examples and pictures of what the nail allergies can look like, I thought I would start by letting you all know what the stages of the allergies are. Allergies are generally broken into 3 stages. The first stage is usually itching, skin irritations, and I see a lot of this in a lot of beauty groups, a lot of nail groups. It happens with mainly clients where they'll say, oh, my skin around my nails itches for a few days after I get a nail service, but then it usually goes away. And then that sort of becomes their new normal. This stage definitely shouldn't be ignored. It is the first stage, and if you keep overexposing yourself to these nail products, it will get worse from here. So if you itch at any part of a nail service or after you finish your client, you are probably in the first stages of a nail allergy, and you should make some serious changes or sort of reevaluate how you are either using your products or how the nail tech is using the products on you. The second step is the allergic reaction. Now this is where the itching sort of turns into blisters. It can cause open wounds, very, very painful, very obvious. You can also start getting like little white bumps as well. But if it gets to this point, definitely stop getting your nails done. If you stop in time, most of the time the allergy can subside and then you can start getting your nails again. But this is a point where if you keep going, you are literally that close from developing a permanent allergy. So stage 3 is your allergy. Congratulations, your allergy is now permanent. So basically what this means is if the allergy becomes permanent, anytime you get your nails done, whether it is acrylic or gel, you will be allergic every single time. So anytime you come in contact, whether it is having a full set of nails done or even filing your client's nails and getting the dust on yourself, you will develop those open wounds, sores, itching, the lot every single time. And I will show you in a second what that looks like. But basically, if you develop a permanent allergy to acrylic, it can spread to other things such as hair dyes, anything that has acrylics in it. Now, and this in severe cases can affect things like surgeries, for example, hip replacements, prosthetics, anything that has acrylics in it, you will then be allergic. Now this is severe and it's only been documented in some cases, but I cannot stress to you enough how serious overexposure and nail allergies are. And It may seem boring studying that part of your unit when you're becoming a nail technician, but it is definitely the most crucial part. And if your client does develop an allergy at your salon, all of a sudden they've given you a bad reputation because they're going to think that your products are bad quality. Because what happens is they go to salons for years and years and years, they never had an issue, they come to you, and they're already in stage 1 of their allergy. All of a sudden it gets worse because you're not aware, they're not aware. All of a sudden they're at step 3 of their allergy and it's your fault. And there's really no way that you can prove that it wasn't, unfortunately. So I wanted to spread awareness and educate everyone. Hopefully I could reach some of you and help you avoid allergies in the future. The unfortunate thing about overexposure and nail allergies and chemical awareness is a lot of the time in your nail courses, these units are literally skimmed over. So I am an educator for Nail Perfect, and I do run student classes, and the first thing I do in my very first day is teach my students about overexposure and chemical awareness. I don't let them anywhere near an acrylic brush unless they have completed that full unit and they are completely aware and understand the chemicals they are using. I understand that as a nail student, that's what you want. You want to go straight into playing with the acrylics because that's what I wanted to do. I didn't actually care about, I guess, all the paperwork. I didn't want to study nails on paper. I just wanted to do the nails. And thank God I found some good mentors and some good educators after I did my course, because I did not pay attention to any of this when I was actually studying, which is pretty bad. The good thing is I found people who cared enough to actually educate me. So all I can say is it's not an uphill battle. There are reasons why we educate and try and pass our, I guess, knowledge along. And the fact that a lot of nail courses only skim over this or don't even teach about allergies at all. I've spoken to students that didn't even know about chemical awareness, that weren't even told about allergies. And these are government funded schools. These are people who claim they are beauty academies and nail academies, and they are just pumping you out just for the sake of it. So what can I say? I did want to show you all a couple examples of some things that I found on some nail groups and examples of the bad advice people actually give out there. Now I will obviously block out the names, but there was a young woman in a nail group who basically said, "Hey guys, I'm planning on doing my own acrylics. I've gone through some financial issues and I've always gotten my nails done. So I want to know if there is any inexpensive kits I can buy to do on my own. I understand they won't be as good as they could be, but I need this." Now, I and a lot of others can fully understand that if you cannot afford to get your nails done, they are definitely 110% a luxury. And as nail technicians, we can admit that. We do not want you to ever go broke just to get your nails done. Nails are a luxury, remember that. The person who originally posted that question obviously was not educated, she was not a qualified professional, she just wanted to know what she could get to do it herself. She was not aware the dangers that can happen if you use these products incorrectly. Now this is where we as nail professionals need to step in and say, well, there's a reason why you need to be qualified. We do recommend, if you want to do it yourself, at least get some training first. I understand the training's expensive, but there is a reason why you pay your professional to do it. Now, I expected at least one person, to be honest, to tell this person that, hey, these are the dangers of actually buying over-the-counter kits that don't check qualifications. These are the dangers of buying cheap kits off eBay or Amazon. This is what's in them. And scrolling through the comments, there was actually a lot of people recommending YouTube channels to learn. And obviously YouTube tutorials aren't bad, but they are aimed at more professionals and people wanting to develop their skills doing just your own nails does not make you exempt from learning everything a qualified nail professional knows. You still need to learn your allergies, your chemical awareness, your overexposure, your ratios, your filing, your application, because these are where problems start. And I have read a lot of cases where people are doing nails at home on their own and developing their allergies. So it does happen. I never said that educating people was easy, but it definitely is rewarding, and this is why I keep trying again and again and again to help people. It is one of those industries that you are on your own a lot. There isn't a lot of help, and you can't always rely on Facebook, because people on Facebook will just give you the blanket answer and not actually give you the crucial information. Another example I did want to show you all before moving on was another young lady who said, "Hi everyone, my problem is I've always had my nails done, but since becoming qualified after doing a set of acrylics, my fingers become very itchy the following day for a few days. Is there anything I can do or where to stop this?" Now, she is explaining step 1 of her nail allergy. Now, if she had done a course that taught her allergies or overexposure or chemical awareness, she would know that this is the start of an allergy. Now, I don't know this person, so I'm not going to make any judgments whether she was taught that in school or not, but this should be the foundation of every single nail course that is out there. And this is the issue with why you should never self-teach or be self-taught, because a lot of the time people who are self-taught don't want to spend that extra time doing all the boring stuff. They just want to get straight into doing nails, and then this is the type of stuff that happens. So that's why I'm showing you the example, to show you that it definitely does happen, and I see it all the time. Now, there was a nail tech who replied to that asking her if she wears gloves during her services, to which the OP replied no. So this is why it's very important to educate yourself. Now, I know there are some nail techs who have never worn gloves and never developed a nail allergy, and that's okay as well. I do prefer to wear gloves all the time, only because I hold my brush in a really weird way and I don't want to risk getting any of the liquid or monomer on myself. Some people are great in being able to control exactly where they're putting their hands on their brush. However, some people are a little bit more careless and need to be a little bit careful. But I will not get into that because I'm sure you all want to see all the gory and gross photos of what the allergies look like. So did I. So I took to Facebook and asked people what their stories were. I asked you all if you had developed allergies, how you noticed that there were allergies, and also if you had photo examples, which you all delivered, so thank you. Now, one person said that she had been suffering an allergy for a few years now. It started off with redness and itching on the palm of her hand that she would hold the client's hands in. And it gradually got worse. She tried hemo-free monomer and then the nitrile gloves, which helped for a while, but nitrile gloves have different thicknesses in them, so the one that she had wasn't the correct thickness. But then she basically broke out into blisters. She also saw a doctor and got some steroid creams for her allergy, so definitely a very smart thing to do. And this is what her hands actually start to look like. Another nail technician actually said that she noticed the tips of her fingers were starting to peel and swell, and then they were starting to split and bleed. She said that her allergy is now permanent, it never goes away, so she has to wear gloves anytime she comes in contact with monomer. And just quickly before I move on, I did find this really interesting post from a nail student. She said that she was a nail student doing nails from home. Her uni doesn't focus at all on safety for the nail tech, so she thinks she's become allergic to the gel that she's using. She started to wear gloves, which helped with peeling. However, she's now gotten watery eyes, sneezing and wheezing. So she's obviously now quite worried about her health, and she's going to go to a dermatologist to find out what she is actually allergic to. At the moment, she's using gloves and starting to wear an actual mask, and then ask for recommendations. The reason I wanted to share that story with you is she was actually going to a college to learn how to do acrylics, and she said they skipped the safety altogether, and she's still a student, and she is having reactions and peeling to gel. So after I saw all these posts, I went, I'm definitely making a video for all of you. Hopefully it can help some people. So the next photo is another nail technician who came in contact very briefly with acrylic, and this is what her hands look like. So she had a lot of redness to her side. That still doesn't look as bad as what happened here. So you can see a lot of peeling, a lot of blistering. I don't think that anyone looking at these images is going to actually want to have their nails look like this, or their hands look like this, I should say. Again, allergies are a real thing, and it can happen to even students. You don't need to be overexposed to these products for 10 or 15 years. It can happen within your first 6 months, it can happen within your first 10 years, it may not happen for a while, but if you are not careful, it can happen. I've also spoken to nail technicians who have had their whole face swell up due to allergic reactions. So again, it's not just restricted to your fingers or your hands or your arms, it can cause reactions all over. And then this is what her nails look like when they start blistering and peeling, and then her nails actually start to peel. So now that I've shown you what the allergies can look like, you are probably all dying to know how to prevent them. Well, at least I hope you are. So first of all, never ever touch the tip of your brush. So this is just a dust brush that I have, but pretending that it is an acrylic brush, never grab your brush and touch the actual bristles. Your bristles will hold your monomer, and anytime you touch it on your skin, you are then overexposing your skin. I have done this when I first started. There was a couple times where I had like a stray hair and I would straighten it out with my finger, and then the day after I would notice a little bit of itching on the insides of my hands. So I immediately stopped doing that, and the itching did go away. Another really good tip is to wear gloves. Make sure you wear thick nitrile gloves. Those sandwich gloves that you get will not be as good. Make sure you use thick nitrile gloves on both hands when you are applying, prepping and filing. Also, when you are working, make sure you actually don't lean on your tables with your arms, because leaning like that onto your cloth or your wipe that you are wiping your brush on, your monomer can then go into your arms and then cause your reaction on your arms and obviously absorb into your body that way. So make sure you are watching that you're not leaning against anything, or try and wear long sleeves if you are a person that does lean on your table a lot. So try not to rest your elbows or your arms on your actual brush mats as well. For nail clients, if you are getting your nails done and you are developing allergies that way, watch and pay attention to what your actual nail tech is doing. Are they getting the brush and only applying the liquid onto your nails, or are they getting the whole brush and just wiping it over your whole finger? I have seen so many nail techs in person and even YouTube get like a massive bead of acrylic, put it on the nail and then get the whole brush and wipe it over the whole finger. I can actually see that the skin around their nail is wet and saturated with monomer, and they've just wiped that brush all over. So make sure your nail tech is not leaving any liquid on your actual nail, and that also goes for your primers. Especially if they're an acid primer, make sure they are not touching your skin. If your nail technician is overexposing you, find a new nail technician if they're not going to stop wiping the brush onto your skin, because it may not matter your first week or month or possibly even year, but eventually you may be that person who then goes to the internet for advice and says, I never had an allergy before, what could it be? So you make sure that your nail technician isn't getting any of the products on your skin. Also, if you suspect that you may be allergic to a certain thing, such as acrylic, you can try a gel or a polygel type system. There are also HEMA-free systems. I know some people react to HEMA. There is actually, one of my friends is actually allergic to HEMA in products, so she has switched to an entirely HEMA-free system, and now she doesn't break out. However, she still takes all the precautions, as in gloves and not coming into contact with her products. And she has found that that definitely helps as well. So be aware of the chemicals that you're using. Essentially, you are mixing one chemical with another, and they do cause reactions. And I know that I mentioned acrylic and the monomer in acrylic, but you can also develop allergies to gel. For example, if you're putting hard gel on the nail and it is flooding into the cuticle area, and that's the same with your top coat or your gel polish. Either any gel system can cause a reaction over time as well. So regardless of what products you are using, make sure you keep them entirely away from your skin altogether. So yeah, don't touch your brushes, make sure you wear gloves, don't lean on your tables, and avoid contact with your skin at all times. And also make sure you work in a really well ventilated area. I use an M&D table, and it has an extraction unit actually on top of the table, so anytime I'm filing or prepping or applying, I have a table on, and it actually pulls away all the dust from my breathing area, so I'm not breathing in all the dust isn't settling on my face, and it's also not settling around the room. So do try and work cleaner. Make sure your environment is dust free, because you can develop allergies to the dust as well. Allergies are one of those really tricky things that there's no way to actually pinpoint the exact moment or exact product you became allergic to. So it's always good to understand the risks and how to prevent them. And look, even if you follow everything down to a T and you are incredibly careful, sometimes you can develop allergies as well. So make sure you stay safe, look after yourself, look after your clients. I hope this video has helped you in some way. Make sure to leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you would like more nail or beauty related content. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.